All right, if you guys want to go around and introduce yourselves, because I know not everyone knows everyone, so.
Bugs, I like carrots.
All right, serving up a shit show. What's your story?
Okay, so again, I'm Kayla.
And I'm April.
And I started serving, 3 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only 21, so I'm sort of still new at this.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun stories from where we worked together. She's like my work mom, so
Nice.
that's our
The
dynamic.
work mother.
And we had miscarriages happen. We've had all kinds of crazy stuff happen while we're working. We had to deal with it. And I just thought, we had so many wild stories. Yes.
I was gonna say, I'm so sorry.
No,
A customer in our bathroom at work.
Yeah, that's a whole story in and of itself. But so we have all these crazy stories. We have all these crazy stories, and I kept thinking to myself, okay, we got to do YouTube. Like, we were a good staff. We all loved each other. It was always a good time. So I was like, we have to do YouTube. But then I learned about podcasts, and I was like, okay, well, I'll do that. And then it took me like 2 years developing the idea. I took a podcasting class at Mount Sac, which is a community college I go to, and I learned how to do it. And so now we're doing it. And that's our story.
And I've been about 15 years in the serving industry. So
yes,
lots of years, lots of stories, lots of great stories. And it became work mom.
We want to hear some of those stories. And by the way, you guys look like the same age. So when you said work mom, I'm like, what are you talking about? And also, Braylon's look on his face when he's listening to you guys talk has been amazing.
I just have one question. Just one question.
Yeah. Okay.
Who had to clean up the miscarriage?
Our bus boys.
Oh, no.
Do you want to know who had to get gloves and get on her hands and knees?
I was in there with her because her friend wanted to finish her drinks at the bar.
Yes.
No.
It was actually a whole thing.
Oh, it's a whole, yeah. It's a great
Her friend wanted to finish her drinks at the bar?
Yes.
No.
She looked at me and was like, oh, you're good? You got her?
Mm-hmm.
Gloves, bloody, towels. I'm like, I guess so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. At
It's
the
a
time,
good one.
at the
We'll
time
give
I
it-
was only in expo, and she's like, here, take all my tables and check on them and figure it out. I'm like, okay.
As I'm gloving up.
Yeah. It was bad.
That was great.
We can dive deeper into that later if you want.
I don't know. All right, Quaylen, what's your story?
Shit. I'm Quaylen. I've been a server for about 11 years. I started Confessions of a Server 2 years ago, just as internet, Facebook, and YouTube. And then I just caught the bunny fucking drink. and then I've expanded from that to now I have a page called Server with a Sign. And most recently I started my own podcast where I've teamed up with a handful of other restaurant podcasts to create the first ever all restaurant podcast network. And mine's the only one that's new. I'm about 4 episodes in.
That's awesome.
And I've served in Ohio my entire life. And I thought I saw fucked up shit, but I guess not.
It's California. That's why.
Well, you win.
A whole lot of crazy out here.
You win.
It's entertaining.
I feel like this is kind of a sometimes when you win, you lose kind of scenario, though, you know?
I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So that's my story.
Nice. Paul and Kelly, what's your story?
No, we're both maybe what you call lifers at this point in the restaurant industry, but yeah, Kelly and I developed a social network for the bar and restaurant industry, and it's been awesome.
Been quite an adventure.
Yeah.
Where do you guys live?
We're in Canada. We're Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cold up here,
Hey.
eh?
Hey.
We've met Quaylen before and Michelle, and it's nice to meet Serving Up a Shit Show and Angry Bartender. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Paul likes the Jameson a lot.
Yeah. I just keep looking at Quaylen's face right now. He's
I know.
You know.
Those facial expressions for sure.
Exactly.
All right, Angry Bartender, what's your story?
Walks on the beach. I enjoy carrots, roasted or sauteed. Oh, you mean I don't really know what actually happened. It was gonna be a website one day, but websites take work. And you guys saw how well I got my audio to work today, so that was fun. And then like the Facebook thing blew up, and somebody was like, "You should make a Facebook page," and I was like, "You know what? I don't know what that is, but you're right. I should do that." So I did that, and I just started venting, and it was really cringy. It's really, really cringy to go back and look at my old shit, actually, because I'm like, oh. But then people started agreeing with it, and people started sending in stories and messages and things. And I actually remembered one day, it was, if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to go out to eat. Shared one of my posts that was something like, new rule, if you don't wipe the monitor off before you leave work, you have to come back in the next day and lick it. I just remember they shared that one day and everything kind of blew up after that.
That's so gross.
That's hilarious.
And now it's a fun combination of trolling people on the internet and letting everybody get drunk and vent together at night.
Right.
Sounds like a good time.
Totally carrot juice.
That's awesome. All right, so let's hear some of your
We didn't hear your story, Michelle.
Yeah, you're right. My story. So I've been serving for 30 years, 28 years. My son actually came up with the name for Waiting on Stupid for after bartending for a month. He's like, I don't know how you do this. I hate people, but I have an idea for a page. So we started it probably like 2012, and then we had some things that sidetracked us, and then I kind of took it over and worked on some cartoons, and I have a couple comic books. I have a third one in the works, and some other products. So yeah, I love people. I hate people.
Love to hate people.
Yeah. Love people, hate the industry.
As you should. As you
Yeah,
should.
right. Understandable. All right, let's hear about some crazy customer stories.
Oh man, just from the weekend, that's fine.
Whenever.
Let's see. I had the guy come up and go, "Where's the DJ?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Who played this song? Come on, who played this song?" And I'm like, "It's a jukebox. You don't know who played it?" Bro, there's 450 people in this fucking room. I don't actually screen everyone that puts money in the jukebox, so no. And he's like, "You're telling me this song is through a jukebox?" I'm not telling you this song's through a jukebox, but I literally use words and you don't understand them, so I don't really know what to tell you at this point. Yes, it's coming from the jukebox. I mean, that was just so much this weekend, honestly. So much. Thank you to the U.S. government for giving everyone their stimulus on fucking St. Patrick's Day. That was fantastic.
Oh my God, I know.
It's not just the stimulus, it's also tax return time as well.
Exactly.
It is, and I totally forgot that the government delayed payment like a month to everybody. So when you're used to it being like that first week of February,
Yep.
Nope, yeah, 100%.
We're getting like double fucked. Sorry. Are we allowed to cuss?
God, I fucking hope so.
Yeah, I do.
All right, cool. Yeah. We're getting double fucked with stimulus and tax return. So yeah.
Yeah, human centipede, we can all agree the person in the middle gets it worse, and that's us right now.
Yep.
I've barely been working, but I have heard that the tax refund and the stimulus people are fucking terrible right now.
Horrible. Completely horrible.
How about you guys at Serving Up a Shit Show?
Well, I have been back. Basically, we were only shut down for about the 3 months originally last March.
Okay.
Reopened back like mid-summer last year. So we've been open this entire time, but like patio seating.
Okay.
And it's just been horrible. Completely horrible. We had a lady yell at us because it was sprinkling outside. that we needed to control that. And I'm like, let me just do a little rain dance right now out here and, pray to the gods, but I have no control over the weather. I'm sorry. You chose to come out here. You can take your food to go.
Exactly.
But it's my fault that it started sprinkling.
Because you can't control Mother Nature.
Yes, it was my fault.
Quaylen, crazy customer story.
I mean, I haven't had any recently, but I mean, shit. It didn't happen to me, but I had one of my coworkers get beat up in a parking lot.
Oh.
Because so my guy coworker was getting something out of my girl coworker's car, but it was the same car parked right next to a customer's car that was identical. So he was actually in his car and not her car. So then he came out and was like beating up my coworker. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing in my car?" And then to make everything better, my manager gave the customer a gift card to come back.
I just don't understand that. Why?
After he just beat up one of his employees. Like, yeah, come back and see us again.
No.
So yeah, that happened once.
I've had a similar situation happen without violence twice. I was once a patron, not a bartender, and we went to my friend's car, and there was just some kid asleep in the back of the car. Swear to God. Swear on my parents. And he's trying to kick his ass. I'm like, stop, what's going on? The kid's like 19, 20. Like, he's like, fucking, I know this is my friend's car and I couldn't go in because I'm not 21, so I took a nap in the back of it and I'm confused. Lo and behold, like 2 cars down, really similar looking cars. And then I look at my friend and I'm like, yo, did you leave the fucking door unlocked to your car? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, this is kind of on you too. We're in the middle of an active area and you got your door unlocked. You're inviting a serial killer. I end up like 7 in the morning. Probably should not have still been at a bar. And it's fucking, we're like, all right. So I'm like, where do you live? And this kid's like, I'm like, all right, man. Your friends probably left you because we were the last 2 to leave, so they must have Ubered home. I'm fine. I'm going to get you home. I am still friends with this dude to this day.
Oh my God.
Drop him off at his
Look
house,
at that.
and like 2 years later, he comes in on his like 22nd birthday, and he's like, wait a minute, I know you. You gave me a ride home one night. And I was like, fuck. I did give you a ride home one night.
Wow.
And you both lived happily ever after.
Yeah, and then I did have a coworker point to the wrong car once. We get a phone call on the bar phone, and my coworker goes streaming out the door. Might have been out the wall like Kool-Aid, and I'm like, oh God. I'm chasing after her, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And it's like, our coworker got robbed, and I'm like, oh fuck. So I'm like, all right, let's get weird. We get there, they were in the wrong car. Car's fucking, like they're in the wrong fucking car. They got all panicky because they're like, someone stole the shit out of my car. And I'm like, what shit? I've been in your car. It's literally a trash compactor. And they're like, yeah, all the trash is gone. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, can you stop drinking Rumplemints? Do you think the trash fairy came in and cleaned your fucking car? So this day, we do not let him live that down. I'm like, remember that time you passed out inside of a car that wasn't yours and you thought someone cleaned it for you and you got really panicked because someone stole all your trash?
That's awesome.
Fucking Rumplemints. They'll do it to you.
Seriously.
No Rumplemints up in this household.
Mm-mm.
Side note, I went to the Rumplemints ball a few years ago and it was so much fun. They had like a shot luge and it was insane.
Oh, wow.
They have like a 2-hour window. They have appetizers and music and stuff. And yeah, they do a bunch of shots, but they do it for 2 hours because you get too fucked up.
And then you realize it's Rumplemints, and it's probably the worst decision you've ever made in your entire life, taking one shot of it, let alone more than one.
Yeah,
we're talking about Rumplemints here. This is in dog years now. 2 hours in Rumplemints time is 14 hours in real person time.
Right.
Good point.
Sorry if anyone from Rumplemints is listening. Please sponsor me.
Same.
I don't like your odds, but also if Jameson would like to sponsor me, that'd be great.
Okay, so have you guys ever been to the Jameson Bartenders Ball? Speaking of Jameson.
I have a self-ban imposed.
What's that?
I have a self-ban of the Jameson's Bartender Ball imposed.
Self-ban.
I had the 5 Jameson's balls in 3 different states.
That's
I ended
awesome.
up dating somebody I shouldn't have for 3 months after because I think we were just still Jameson drunk from the ball.
Sounds about right.
It sounds like a cool time, and they really do throw a hell of a party until you
They
realize
do.
the only thing they're serving you is Jameson, and the next thing you know is it was Wednesday for the ball, and now it's Monday, and I worked the whole weekend that I don't remember.
We had someone say on Facebook, "Hey, now Ropelmans is tasty."
No one
Jason Bell, I feel sorry for your life if you think Ropelmans is tasty.
If this is Jason Bell, it's one of my people, and if they're one of my people, just understand that they're insane. So.
All right. I mean, I respect him if he drinks Ropelmans on a regular, but yeah,
makes sense.
can't party with that guy.
Ugh. Colin Kelly, what's your crazy customer story?
Well, last place I worked at, the odd time you'd open up the front doors. It's summertime, you want that air, and it was an old building, and bats would fly in. So I kept the tennis racket behind the bar. Customer said I'd tip me $20 if I could hit a bat out of the air with a tennis racket. I did it. I got the extra $20.
You know what? It knocks 5 of those things out of there.
It's all good.
Oh my God.
I like what you were saying about the weather, because we work at a ski hill, so if it's not perfectly snowing or the sun isn't out, like, customers don't tip.
Yeah.
It's your fault. When's it gonna snow? Why is it slushy? And it's just like, really. Anyways, yeah.
Yep. Exactly. We control the weather.
Mm-hmm.
We had people on Valentine's Day. It was like 40 below, and there was a couple on our patio on Valentine's Day that took a picture and was like, "Oh, we wouldn't spend it anywhere but here," and their eggs froze to the plate as soon as they set them down. I'm like, "You guys are fucking ridiculous."
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. I get it. But who wants to go on Valentine's Day and sit on a patio and have your fucking food frozen as soon as it's set down? That's so stupid.
I mean, in my defense, I haven't had a warm meal in 15 years, so.
Makes sense now.
What's warm meal? I don't even know what that is. Yeah.
Cold fries are my life.
Like, I cook at home and wait for my food to cool down before I actually eat it. And yes, I do eat it standing up as well. So.
But do you eat it standing up over a garbage can?
No, I'm not that trashy where it's over the garbage can. I actually stay by my sink, but you know.
No, I catch so much shit for doing that. And they're like, "Why are you waiting? Are you trying to like let the steak sit for 10 minutes like in a restaurant?" I'm like, "No, bitch, I haven't had food that's fucking warm in 15 years, and I'm gonna eat it standing up. Believe me, if I eat a meal sitting down, my body is not gonna know how to digest it."
My taste buds aren't used to things warm, so it'll burn my mouth. I don't care how cold it is. It still needs to be like ice cold before I can consume it.
You're eating it like 1:30 in the morning, you know, like it's like you don't eat normal times that like regular people do. You're just not doing it. Like,
Yeah.
When our hours got cut down because of COVID and we had to change everything, my body was so confused because they're just like, "Well, wait a minute. We eat breakfast at 3 p.m. Lunch is a shot of Jameson at about 10 p.m. And then dinner is at 4 a.m. when you get home, and then you eat it standing up and you give the rest to your dog. And that's how it works."
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm still, I haven't gone back at all
Lucky.
in a year, and I'm still on server time. I don't go to bed till 4, don't get up till 1, and live my life on server time, even though I'm not a server at the moment.
Right.
It's just like been a struggle.
all during COVID, I was still having server nightmares, and I wasn't even in the restaurant.
The whole time.
Like, I swear I was forgetting ranch, and I'm like, I haven't worked in 3 months. What the fuck? How am I forgetting ranch right now? Like, I still had all those server nightmares and shit.
Oh, yeah.
In 20 years, I finally had the I forgot your ranch dream, and it was so weird. I was like, oh, is this, like, I finally got heartburn too, all in the same week. And I was like, wait, is this what it's like? Oh, and then I was like, wait a minute, fuck your ranch.
I'm barely working and I still have the server nightmares. And it's always, mine's never the ranch. It's like I have weights tied to my ankle and I can never get to all my tables and I'm behind. I'm in the weeds all the time.
My server nightmare that I consistently have at every place I've worked at in the 11 years I've worked is I'm the only one that has tables and no one else helps me. They're all just standing around and I'm just like so weird. And I even wake up like sweating and shit and pissed. And I think that this is why I don't like most of my coworkers wherever I work, is because like I legit have these dreams and I can see their face and they're just like all fucking off in a corner while I have 19 tables I'm trying to take care of and they don't help me. So I go to work and I'm pissed at them. I'm like, fuck you. You didn't help me last night in my dream. So I don't like you. So like when I hear like women getting mad at their significant other for cheating on them in the dreams, I get it. Because I get so pissed at my coworkers in my dreams. So you women aren't crazy. I get it. I understand.
It's real.
Yo, I was gonna say the same thing. I'm like, yo, my significant other used to get really mad at me for cheating on people in their dreams, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
That's funny.
Wait, serious question. So, if you had all the tables in real life, your coworkers would actually real life help you, because what you just described is a reality to me in some places I've worked at, not nightmare.
It depends on when I am working there. When I'm first there and everyone thinks I'm nice, yes. But then eventually everyone realizes that I'm an asshole and then they stop being nice to me. So depends on when I'm actually working there.
My power move recently, the last couple spots I worked at, has been make friends with all the cooks, because A, your food is going to come out so much better than everybody else's. B, if shit goes down, you definitely want the dudes that have knives in their hands and know how to use them 8 hours a day on your staff.
Oh yeah. I'm always cool with my cooks, but one of the last places I worked, our salad guy was awful. Our salad and appetizer guy was awful. So I would legit tell him, like, in the kitchen, I can't wait until you get fired. And like, I would legitimately tell him how horrible he was at his job. And he would like go cry to the kitchen manager. The manager was like, well, do your job better. And so, yeah, I don't, if you suck at your job, I'm going to call you out on it. No matter if you're a cook or a server, do your job and you're good with me.
We're trying to get this thing started at my restaurant right now. We're going to try to hopefully get it approved. We're going to do, like the whole wife swap thing, but we're going to do front of house, back of house swap.
That's awesome.
Back of house is always running their mouth off to us, saying, you have it so easy out there. You got, all of you guys are always yelling at us. And I'm like, no, we're getting yelled at by the customers and then coming back here and getting yelled at by you too. So we're going to swap it. We're going to try to do it for like a shift, maybe like an hour or two, whatever back of house can handle.
And that's when I'm going back to work, so I can be there for that.
Oh yeah, great.
Can your boss fly me out there for that? Because I want to see that.
It would be awesome if we all were there together and witnessed it.
Can you live stream it if nothing else?
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I'll stick a GoPro on my head.
Please do.
I feel like I do really well in a kitchen. Like, I've worked the kitchen before, so I think I can do this. This is cool. I'm good with this swap.
Not to be cocky, I just know my work ethic. I know I could work in a kitchen as well. I know that it's hard. I know it's very hard. And like those guys do and women do amazing jobs back there. They rock it out every week and they're constantly get their ass kicked. But I just know from my work ethic and I know how I learn, I could probably work in the kitchen also. You know, that's not me taking anything away from their job and how hard they work, but I just know personally, I could.
My work did a switch. My work did a switch today.
How did that go?
It was awesome. We did it on a Sunday night, it was actually Sunday, so it was mandatory too. We had to do it, but it turned out to be fun. I did fries all day, blanching fries, I guess it is, where you half cook them and then put them out in a bin or something. Because I didn't want to handle a knife, but I did, yeah. So I did fries, and then our chefs did pretty good on the floor too. They made money, but we put a sign up and told people, and I mean, I think the guys only had maybe 6 tables all night.
That's awesome.
But it went well.
Some of the cooks I worked with would be great servers too. Some of the cooks I've worked with would be awesome servers. And I've even told them, like, yo, you should come out on the floor and be a server or bartender. Like, some of those guys are really talented.
It was joke. It was joking.
My best cook would be the best bartender I've ever met because he can just talk to anybody. And I'm like, yo, dude, I can teach you to make any drink in the world. You'd be an amazing bartender. With that said, I fucking need you in the kitchen because you're the only one that actually puts out consistent food. But he's also the one I have a rule with where I'm like, hey, man, so if I hit more than 2 modifiers on any order or have the memo, something that takes longer than 1 memo, I'm just bringing you back a shot. It's a solid rule though.
Brilliant.
I will be the first to admit that I would not want to work in a kitchen ever.
Yeah, it's not my forte.
I'll
do it, but I don't want to.
I like cooking for people, but not like 500 people in a night. And then they're complaining like I couldn't do it.
Right. I don't even me saying that I know I could, I would never want to. Like, first of all, I need people to see the smile of mine. I can't like I need to show up these teeth. You know, my mom ain't paid money for these braces for nothing. But yeah, I would never want to sit back there and get my ass kicked like they do. It's just a different kind of beast back there for sure.
Oh, I was way more in the weeds.
I like my fingers.
I was
Well, I think also it's because like when we have busy nights, we at least do benefit from it.
Right.
Yeah.
When they have busy nights, they get not a single fucking thing except for literally their asses kicked. And that's what sucks. Like that's actually what sucks. Like what'd you do? I put out my guys killed it all fucking weekend. And like they were like I'm like, yeah. Fucking kitchen manager fucked you. You should have had at least 1 extra hand. And you guys ran this shit fine. And I'm like, it's insane. I'm like, yo, man, like you get 0 benefit out of literally just fucking killing yourself.
Yeah.
To do what we do every night, but like at least we're more like independent contractors or entertainers where it's like, oh, people are willing to pay for the smile that your mom paid for with the braces or my snarky personality or, things of that nature. And it's just like, it's one of those things. And it really, I feel for the back of house guys because you have no benefit. Like, you have no benefit to bend over backwards for anybody.
Yeah.
And it's some of the best dudes you're ever going to work with, though.
For sure. I agree with that. Paul and Kelly, what do you have to add?
I agree. I think I love my cooks. I do. I think they work their asses off. I think they're really smart too because I read 2 tickets on the expo line. I'm in the weeds.
I was a bartender, so you're kind of between the servers and the kitchen. I mean, you don't fuck with people that make your food. Who they're good people back there. They're and it's funny. Like it's
kick ass too.
Yeah.
As soon as that last plate is on the pass, our guys are out back smoking, bitching, loving life, talking about one of the servers' asses. It's hilarious. They're just amazing. They really do have your back, though. They'll yell at you, and then afterwards, like they got your back. It's just amazing. Mad respect.
I mean, it's like Thanksgiving dinner with the family. It's like, what happened? Me and Aunt Jane got into an argument because she drank a little too much wine, and it was fucking what it was. Now we're friends again, and it's cool. And it's all done now. Sometimes you got to yell at your family.
Yeah, right.
They'll throw out the dead fries right in front of you in the garbage when you're starving, but then 5 minutes later they'll feel bad and they'll make you a little bowl of fries. It's awesome.
So we done that. It's like they were like, "Hey, these tater tots are dead," and then like 2 minutes later, I'll walk back and I'll be like, "Hey, these fireballs died under my heat lamp that doesn't exist."
That's awesome.
Side note, can we all agree that vodka drinkers might be the worst humans in the world in the reality of things?
Yes.
No, because I've been drinking vodka because I want to lose weight. So no, we can't agree with that.
Okay, but you're drinking vodka for a reason. I had somebody, and this probably goes back to either stimulus or tax return or a combo of it.
Right.
Or 5 shots of Tito's straight up, which already I'm questioning your thought process. With that said, Tito's, if you would like to sponsor any of us,
I drank so much Tito's over quarantine. I think I have stock in Tito's. I swear I have stock in Tito's right now. Me and my friends went through 3 handles a week because we would all just be living by ourselves. And like every weekend, we're like, all right, well,
let's do it.
We can see friends now, so let's go drink some Tito's. And 3 handles later over the weekend, we're like, all right, see you next weekend. And yeah, so Tito's, I have stock in Tito's, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I can't judge you. Over quarantine, it became like, it actually, like, I had days where I was like, oh, I'm going to be a productive human today. And I'll, like, go run 2 or 3 miles and everything's great. But then the next day, it's like, man, positive changes. Let's do it. And then my friend, like, I have a friend in Canada that's like, hey, got a whole bottle of Jameson. Do I get fucked up tonight? And I'm like, I mean, I guess I can. And then I wake up the next day and there's a bottle of Jameson and a bottle of Lunazol next to me, empty. And I'm like, the fuck did I do last night? And then I'm just like, well, it's quarantine. Like, it's fine.
Exactly. I was drunk from March to September. 6 months straight, just drunk. Just fuck it.
Opened in May, but in my defense, I was also drunk from March to September. But yeah, girl orders 5 Tito's straight up. Okay, I'm like neat, not chilled, and she's like, yup, and I'm like, okay. Serve them to her. She drinks them and then goes, I can't taste the liquor in that, and I literally just went, well, you have a nice day.
Oh my god.
We're just screwed right up where we live. We're in colored zones: green, red, gray. I don't know. There's a
Change
few,
every day.
yellow.
Yeah.
And no one knows what is where and who.
I never know. I don't know the colors either.
It's wild. So we just don't even know. Like one day it's like, okay, patio only. The next day it's like, okay, 10 inside, but they all have to be from the same family. And then it's 30 outdoors. No one knows anything. It's just okay. It's like we're still just almost
second
quarantined.
cousins only. I don't know.
It's
changes.
So you never know.
That's why people have been drunk for whole quarantine, because of that right there.
Year.
Can't keep up with it.
Has all of Canada at least been consistent with rules? Because it's like that here. It's just like, not only do you have 50 states, you have certain states that are like, no. What we're going to do here is colored zones, and they're actually not going to be based on any number of signs that people have any kind of like my buddy owns a bar in PA, and he's like, I don't understand it. We are the lowest county by number in the state, and we're like the 5th highest county population wise, yet he had to put up like barricades in the bathroom. You can't sit at the bar. And it's just like funny because like people like, I went to Florida, and you would think it was 2007. People would just go like, it was crazy. Like everything in Florida, with the exception of Disney, pretended COVID just wasn't a thing. And it was just so confusing. Like, but you can go like 2 states over and it's like, I have family members come visit me and they're just so confused and they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, if you want to be really polite, you can wear the mask walking in, but this bar actually just doesn't give a fuck. And like, I know it sounds so weird to them, but I'm like, this is actually how it goes down. And there's no, like, on top of us not really knowing how to do our jobs anyway, we've been dealing with rules that don't actually exist. Like, what are the rules? I don't know, man. You're supposed to wear a mask walking in, but I'm not going to yell at you for not wearing a mask walking in. Be like, hey, go outside, put your mask on, and walk back in with your mask on. Then you can, like, none of it.
People pick it up.
None of it. Somebody wanted to argue it one day, and I'm like, listen, man, I'm just telling you what I need to do to have my doors open. I don't actually give a fuck, but it's kind of like how it goes.
Yeah.
One of my friends and coworkers had a guy arrested because he spit on her and like whatever because he was pissed off about the mask thing. So it's nuts. People lost their minds, man.
Yeah, spitting is where I draw the line. If you spit on a coworker or myself, I lose my fucking shit.
Even before COVID, I would have lost it.
I wasn't working that day, but she sent me the video. I was like, holy shit, this is not okay.
Oh, yeah, this is pre-COVID. Like, if you spit on somebody, unfortunately, I know the laws of my state really well. If you walk behind my bar, you're trespassing. And if you spit on me, that's assault. Either way, I can literally punch you in the fucking nose as hard as I want. There's nothing that's going to happen to me.
Fuck knowing the laws. If you spit on me, I don't care what the law is. I'm throwing hands.
Right?
Like without a thought. Like no thought was going through my mind at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nuts. When she sent me the video, I was like, holy shit. Like,
yeah, some days I think I have bad days, and then I see certain videos of shit, and I'm like, you know what?
Wasn't that bad?
Fine. I mean, with that said, never cleaned up a miscarriage.
I was just gonna say, can we circle back to that?
We could dive deep into that one. That was a whole.
Someone already dove deep. Let's not go back there.
I got my one and only question answered. Who cleaned it up? I mean, I'm sure I could probably answer other questions, but that was my thought. Like, who the fuck had to clean that up? Because I know it wouldn't have been me. Fuck that shit.
Those poor bus boys.
I mean, I thought we had to have like the biohazard type situation come in and clean that up.
With the manager, yeah.
Yeah, but no, they literally
handed the bus boys some towels and the regular spray for our tabletops and said, "Get to work."
Oh,
and it wasn't just in the bathroom. It was around the bar.
Well, yeah, because she was sitting at the bar and I was walking behind her and her friend's like, "Oh, can you help her?" And from behind it looked like she, had started her monthly time and was now excessively, the circle was getting bigger and bigger behind her.
Because she had been drinking all day.
She'd been drinking, yeah. So
we didn't know she knew she was pregnant.
She was super drunk, very drunk.
So she was like,
and so we walk her into the bathroom into one of the stalls and she just sits down because she's just completely drunk. But now that she's sitting, there's literally a pool of blood all around her. So her hands are in it and she's like, I just need to go home. So she's putting her hands in it to try to get up, putting her hands on the walls. So it literally looks like a murder scene in that bathroom stall. Wow. Horrible, completely horrible. Oh, and then what makes it better, she comes back, not even a week later to sit at the bar and drink again.
Wow. And she was hitting on the bus boys who had to clean up her blood.
Oh no.
So
it was a fun night.
I want to say, but I don't think any of it's appropriate, but I also think all of it's dead accurate.
It's that day.
Like I thought Ohio was wild. Y'all out there in Cali.
We could have had like seriously a reality show at that place.
Oh yeah. I literally wanted to get like those like phone mics that we can attach to like our shirts and record the entire shift.
It was just insane.
I used to have glasses that you could video record, like sunglasses, I think. But I always joked about wearing them for when I was serving because I'm like, I gotta record this shit.
Mm-hmm. Some of it's just too good not to record or not to talk about.
No, and you can't make it up either. It's so crazy. No.
How do you just show up the next week? Like nothing just happened. Like you just didn't lose a fucking fetus in the bathroom stall. like that last Saturday.
I
Hey
mean,
guys, remember me? I'm back. Surprise.
her friend that was with her and walked in there with her, and I'm sitting there with her, and she was like, "So you're good, right? You got her? I'll be at the bar."
Oh no, that's not okay.
Your friend, like supposed to be your friend.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I'd call it a friend, but
Is how the ending like the most shocking part though? About her husband.
The reason why she did not want paramedics called, and she kept saying she was fine, and that's why she was climbing up the walls with the bloods everywhere, because she was married, but
And it wasn't her, and it
it
wasn't his.
wasn't her husband's, and her husband works for the local fire department there, so he would have came, or one of his friends that know her would have came.
wow,
We still called him.
that's insane.
Be a little bit. There's a little bit better.
Everything I was about to say just got trumped. You're like, well, you haven't been allowed to drink in so much time. Maybe that's why you showed back up at the. No, never mind. You went back.
This was years ago.
Oh yeah, this was at least 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years
Wow.
ago.
There was no COVID excuses at this
Yeah, right.
Well, good for her. Good for her.
Uh-huh. At least she's confident enough to show back up because I never would have
No,
shown
it
up
does
again.
get a little bit better though, because I just remembered that she was telling me, because I guess it's a 911 dispatcher, because I was on the phone with them because I'm in the stall with her. And so she's asking me, okay, is she responding? And ask her this question, ask her this, all this stuff. And then she had me ask her, "Are you pregnant?" And she was like, "No, I just had an abortion a month ago." So you're pregnant again, but guess what? Not anymore. So that's twice. I don't know how or what, or maybe she was just saying that. Maybe she thought she had an abortion, but
I mean, you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it in crazy liar person fashion. So she definitely knew it wasn't her husband's.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's not fucked her husband in X amount of time.
How do you think you
She
can
could
have an
play that
abortion?
off.
I don't
How do you think you can have an abortion?
know. She was a special one.
I used to want to move to California, but I'm not sure now.
Well, everyone here wants to get the hell out. So
Yeah.
don't come here. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. You can't afford to live here.
I know.
Horrible.
I'll never be able to buy a house.
I
I'm
will
gonna have to
never.
move out of state.
What part of Cali, if you don't mind me asking?
We're in Southern California.
Yeah.
So about 2 hours north of San Diego,
And an hour away
Gotcha.
from LA.
hour
Gotcha.
east of LA.
I get why you don't want to name the exact city.
Yes.
I want to know so I can never go there.
I'll private message you guys the actual
Dude.
Nah, don't
my
worry
friend-
about it.
my friend
Don't worry
moved
about it. I don't
to
need to know
Cali.
all that. I just
Yeah, my friend moved to Cali for like a month and came back. And I'm like, what happened? And they were like, well, as it turns out, in the city of San Francisco, if you are a family of 4 and you make under $104,000 a year, I think what he said, he goes, you are actually living under the poverty line.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Like the homes around me right now just topped $700 something thousand, and they're
You mean
in not
homes,
the best
plural,
neighborhoods.
Plural, not singular, right? For 700,000,
Homes.
plural?
All the homes
No,
in the area.
I was being a dick. I was like, so for
Oh.
700,000, you get like 2, like home.
Oh yeah. I wish.
Buy one, get
I
one
can't
free.
even get a 1-bedroom.
It's like a little 3-bedroom,
Yeah.
2
It's-
bath. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah. So I'm moving. I gotta move.
So basically, you live in a van by the river.
Exactly.
Well, I pay $625 for my apartment just to rub it in your face.
Oh my goodness. You want to know what I have to pay here for like a 1-bedroom? At least 16,000 or 16,000, 1,600.
1,600.
16,000.
It feels like 16,000.
When you're not working, I suppose.
16,000. It comes with a helipad.
Yeah,
Right.
it better at that point. But yeah.
Wow.
I don't know
We
if I
pay
did
grand and I live in the hood, so
I got a funny story. So I had a table and they were the sweetest people ever. They were like 90, maybe even older. Anyways, it was lunchtime. I started to get in the weeds, so I was chatting with them, and then that probably put me in the weeds. Anyways, he only ate half of his club, and I was so weeded that when I ran back up to the table, I meant to say, "Do you want me to wrap your club?" And I said, "Do you want me to rub your club?" Him and his wife, their jaws hit the floor. So did mine. We burst out in laughter, and they were really cool. But they tipped really well, actually.
That's awesome.
So did you wrap or rub the club? Which one did you go
There could
with?
be a tip in it for you either way.
Right.
That's right.
Did you go for the big tip or the regular? I mean, I'm just,
Anyways, I want to hear your stories, funny stories that you've said.
What's
I
that?
said, thank you. Have a good night. I love you to a table.
I love, yeah.
It's just
called
so
her
just,
really-
"Oh, I love you.
I called like a 100-year-old babe once too.
I wish someone would tell me they loved me.
I love you, babe. No, actually, in a bar, I got out of a fucking cab back in the before times where there were actually cabs and not Ubers. At an airport, and the guy goes, "Have a nice trip," and I was like, "You do."
Once when I was working at Outback, they had like the pasta that comes with steak or chicken or shrimp. It used to. So I'd always ask if they order the no roast pasta if you want any protein to go along with it. So I asked this couple once, she ordered it. Like, yeah, do you want any protein to go along with that? He looked at me and said, no, she's gonna get protein later.
Oh, no.
And at first I was like, and I just gave him a high five. I'm like, all right, sir. What can I get you to eat?
Have a good night, sir.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's funny.
The little ones, I have troubles too. I've called like sometimes determining whether they're male or female. So when you're referring to them as it's like, okay, what would your kid like? Or your
Yeah.
child,
Yeah.
or
I had a coworker, swear to God, she had a kid. It was a girl. It looked like a boy. I called it a boy. She hated me for the rest of her life. Like till this day, she hates me. I have not worked for her for 6 years
oh,
because
Yeah.
I called her daughter, which looked like a boy, and she got mad at me. My fault.
You know?
Oh my God.
do the tip well when you do that.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's funny.
I've done it where I walked up on a table and I have one person, they're back to me, and obviously I can see the other one, and it was a lady. And I walk up, I'm like, how you ladies doing? Because the one with the back to me, long, I mean, hair was beautiful. I'm like, I was jealous. Okay, great hair, like a pretty wave to it, the color of it, everything. I walk up, how you ladies? How you doing? How you guys doing today? Were we doing okay? It was a man. I'm like, oh my God, let me just go crawl under a walk. And I'm like, I had to pay someone else to take the table. I couldn't face him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not. I feel so bad right now. I'm like, I can't do it. But I'm like, I am jealous of your hair though. By the way,
Can I just touch your hair?
I just touch it. It's so pretty.
So I'm sorry about calling you a girl. I'm not gonna take care of you because I'm jealous. But what
kind of
hair product do you use?
Do you use
What
a
conditioner
leave-in?
do you use? Can you tell me, please? Thanks.
So we definitely just got a comment from Jason Bell. He's like, "You ever answer the bar phone and it's like, all right, yes, that's your order. Okay, love you, bye."
I've heard a hostess do that before.
I'm in the office one morning and the owner calls me on my phone, and I'm like on the bar phone trying to answer it. I'm like, "Hey, hold please," and blah blah. And then I answer my phone, which I'm like, "Hey, thanks for calling. Go fuck yourself." We're gonna get you. And they're like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Wrong
I'm like,
phone.
"Sorry." I'm like, "I'm on and you're on line 4, and it's really confusing right now, and Uber Eats is going crazy, so I don't really know what's going on right now. So if you don't need a to-go order, if you can hang up right now and call me later, that'd be great."
I used to play a joke with my manager this is a while ago when iPhones first came out, FaceTime was cool. I would go at different spots of the restaurant and FaceTime myself to see if they knew where I was. Obviously, while we're like busy, because I didn't give a fuck, and I would just be like, whatever, I'm fucking off. And then one time I did it while I was in my car, and she thought I was like leaving, and she was freaking out. It was so good, so good.
That's awesome.
I'm probably the worst person to work with now that I think about it. I'm a horrible employee.
No, dude, you're the kind of employee I want to work every shift with.
Right, same here.
Exactly.
As long as once we're busy, you got my back, dude. Fuck with
Oh,
all
yeah.
those coworkers all you want.
Oh yeah. But I definitely I've messed with coworkers a few times. I got one of my coworkers to believe that Trump changed Valentine's Day from the 14th to every second Friday of February. That happened once. I
Okay,
was.
that's technically believable.
It was at the point. It was like right when he had got into office. So yeah. Right before COVID happened. Oh, I'll never forget this. I had the old folk bus pull in. I don't know if y'all have it there, but you know, all the old folks, they come out, they're all in their wheelchair and they never tip. It's just the worst. And it was my turn in rotation. So I was sitting there looking, I'm like, I have to get out of this somehow. My other coworker that I worked, because there's only two of us during lunch, she was very gullible, sweetest girl ever. She was so awesome. I'm like, I have to find some way to get Brittany to take this fucking table. So all of a sudden, I just start looking really, really distraught, like really sad. And she comes up to me. She's like, Quaylen, what's wrong? I'm like, Brittany, you got to take that table. She's like, why? I'm like, because they said that they don't want a black server. So I'm sorry, you really have to take it. She's like, no, they didn't. And my bartender, who was just as big of an asshole as I am, overheard this conversation, walks by. And he's like, yeah, that's what they said. I heard him when I was opening up the door for him. So and there was also 3 black people there at the table, which made it even better that she like believed me. And then after she took it, I told her that they didn't say that. They didn't tip her. I felt bad. I gave her $5, but still,
Oh my god.
Circling back to I'm a horrible employee. Yes, that's the true story.
I have a confession. I white noise the phone out. I hate the phone at work. Like if it rings, I run away and pretend I'm busy. And I'm not. And I do a loop around the restaurant, like get as far away from it so that somebody else has to answer it.
Oh yeah.
But that phone is nothing but trouble when it rings.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I wasn't in charge of anything, which is like the best feeling there is, the guy that was in charge, if we were busy, would take the phone, turn it on like he was doing a call so it would dial tone, and just put it down. And like, obviously, I would get fired right now if I ever tried to do that, but he was in charge. Fuck it, it was the funniest thing. He goes, yeah, too busy, no to-go orders, and hangs the phone up, and then puts dial tone on and just goes, don't touch that fucking phone. Do not touch that fucking phone, leave it, and I'm like, heard.
Yeah.
I'll answer it, but I moved out to the very last possible like ring where you're both sitting there staring at
When they're
each
hanging up.
I'm like, oops, I missed it. I just missed it.
And going back to shitty things we said, so Hamish, who follows my page, I think he's from like New Zealand too. He was like, so shitty things you said accidentally because you didn't know any better. Guy and a girl sit down across from each other, everything's chill. He orders, and then he goes, something for mom? Yeah, it was his girlfriend. So yeah.
Oh wow. We used to have one that would come in, and I swear they were escorts.
Mm.
Every
We can
time,
talk about those kind of people too.
every time.
Oh, I got that on the regular in Toledo. On the regular. And then you just, or strippers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We've
Because
had
you know, like they pay a bill, $100 bill, in all 1s and 5s.
Oh yeah.
And they're like warm 1s and 5s, and it's like, well, at least they tip 20%. So,
Right.
but that's always the money I like would put in my other pocket to make sure I turn that money in at the end of the night.
Exactly. I almost sounds like a little crusty. I'm gonna give this to my manager.
Yeah, oh yeah, all the time, all the time. Like, oh, here you go. This one's yours.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I'm trying
It
to
feels
look.
soggy. Yeah, it fell in the wash sink. I'm sorry about that.
No, I've had them pull it out of the bra, and it's all warm. And the word I hate.
Moist.
Oh.
Sure, that
Yeah.
hated the word vagina. I'd say pussy, twat, cunt, bitch wrinkle, ham wallet, yuppie bog. I could say whatever the fuck I wanted. But if I use the actual scientific term fucking for the name of your anatomy, she would get so fucking mad. She's like, don't call it a vagina. Like, well, okay, Karen.
Hand wallet? Hand wallet.
It's a Bloodhound Gang song. I will not take credit for that. But good luck on hearing that.
Ugh.
I have a big hand. I don't know.
No, ham like Porky Pig.
Oh, got it. I thought you said hand. A hand wallet.
I thought
Like,
you said that too. That's funny.
That changes that whole thing, but also I watch some weird shit at night when I'm trying to fall asleep. So,
that doesn't surprise me.
The liquor store down by us has a sign next to it that says we won't take any wet money or anything. I'm like, that's awesome.
Ew.
Because of that exact reason.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I asked him, like, what does your sign mean? Oh, because we've had people pull money out of their boobs or out of their wet shorts. I'm like, ugh.
Ew. Ew.
It happens.
you ever had that moment when like someone that's worked in the industry as long as you have and you know are like a solid person that shouldn't get creeped out gets creeped out, and then they're like, I had the worst experience ever, and then you become Willy Wonka. Oh, tell me about this. Dude got
Exactly.
sent, go figure, Florida, for some work, and ended up he put him up at like basically an assisted living home. I don't know what weird Airbnb senior.com he used to make this work, but he did. So he goes, so I was at this place, and they all drove around in golf carts because they were like 85 years old, and I'm like, okay, and he goes, all the golf carts had loofahs on them. And I'm like, all right, I'm in. Whatever story you're about to tell me, this is how we started, I'm in. So
Was this in Florida?
It was Florida.
Yes, I heard about this place, and they had like the highest number of STDs because they're all just fucking each other. Yeah, I've heard about this place.
Real life. So I didn't believe him. He made me read the article. So basically, each color loofah meant different things. Like, if it was pink, you were lesbian. If it was blue, you were gay. If it was fucking white, you would trade your partner for another partner. If it was black, you were down for anything. If it was green, you would fucking do like, it was weird. So I'm like, I don't believe you. And he's like, no, look this up. So I did. There it was. And then he goes, so basically, the way this went down, all these geriatric motherfuckers are just fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking. Except they're on all these medications. So basically, all their STDs were getting shot down, except it's a fucking virus and it tries to be better. Because of them, there's like a strain of syphilis that's like super syphilis. Because so many of these old fuckers just kept fucking and fucking and fucking.
Oh
That because of all the antibiotics and all the shit they're on, there's like a super strain of syphilis straight out of Florida. Thanks, Florida. That cannot be cured right now because all these old fuckers just had a weird swamp-fueled orgy.
And the thing is, all the people that live there are loaded too.
Oh yeah.
Like multi-millionaires.
Wow.
Oh yeah, he said he was uncomfortable. He goes, I'm always uncomfortable when I stay somewhere and it's got a gated, it's a gated community with a security guard. He goes, I've never been so uncomfortable in my life because he was like, he goes, it was just so weird all around because I was staying in like a pool house of like a $4 million mansion that was just having orgies every night. And he's like, I'm here laying in bed, hiding with my doors locked just in case Gertrude and the crew tried to come in and grab me out of bed for a pool orgy.
Oh my god. Wow.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
The shit we see in here.
Wow.
Still not as bad as a miscarriage. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out.
That was a great story though. That I never heard that before. So
Wow.
I really hope he's not watching, because if he's watching right now, he's gonna be like, wait, is that who's under the bunny mask? I can't imagine that's a story you give to a lot of people. Especially the details of the loofah, and he gave me all the loofah details, and I was like, so I have a really fucked up question. And he's like, what? I'm like, why did you memorize what the colors meant on the loofah so well? And he was just like, just in case. Like, what?
Just in case.
You can never be too sure. You can never be too safe. I understand.
Now I'm gonna be like, if I see a loofah hanging from a golf cart,
oh my god.
Oh, for sure. That's what I'm gonna think of. For sure.
All the comments right now are just like, my sister, it's also Jason Bell, go fucking figure.
hello, Jason.
My sister that's an RN can confirm this. Most nursing homes are rife with STDs.
Oh,
That's so disturbing.
wow.
All right, life of a server is bailing. I'm good with ending it too. If you guys have anything else you want to add, feel free. And then if not, we can just, seems like a good place to stop.
I know.
Let's end it on syphilis.
Let's end it on syphilis.
Let's end it on syphilis. Like,
I'm gonna end one of my podcasts like that now. Let's end it on syphilis. All right, guys, we're just gonna end it on syphilis. Thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe, like. Thanks. Okay, bye.
I just need to go to the guys that make my shirts and be like, hey, I need a favor. I need like 8 shirts that just say super syphilis. You're gonna mail them everywhere, and you're not gonna ask me fucking questions. You're gonna write.
Wow.
That would be amazing.
Oh, that was great. That's great.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for participating. I'd love to do this again if you guys are interested.
Yeah,
I'm
no, thank you.
definitely down to get
Definitely
fun.
down to do it
Together
again.
Say,
Yeah.
Mondays are really good for me. I just gotta, we gotta work out my audio, but we'll get there.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm definitely down.
Yep.
Bye.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Bye.
too.
Thank
Bye.
you.